So today, right now, I'm going to be going over 10 fantastic designer fragrances that I personally can't live without. To me, all of these here really bring my collection together and they make it complete. It's never actually going to be complete because having a channel like this, I need to continue buying the new releases and just buying new things to show to you guys. But in terms of what I personally wear and what I look for in a scent, these 10 all cover that very well. We have a wide variety here covering all of the seasons, all of the different situations, and this is just kind of my 10 that I have to have. Now, my list is going to be different than your list, so I want to hear your list down below in the comments here before we get started, or you can wait till the end and then we can see just how different or similar they are. I will link these fragrances that I'm talking about today down below to discounters as well. And also I have a mailing list you can hop on. It's completely free to sign up. First link down below. And that allows you to get to first dibs on great deals, rare, hard to find things, big restocks, and whatever it may be. I'll give you an example. Why Eau de Parfum Intense, the brand new scent, just dropped for a discounted price, $115 for 100 ml, and it retails for $148. Very rare that we get that amount of savings on a brand new scent. And I put that out to my mailing list and you guys were all over it. The mailing list always sees things first in terms of deals over my community tab, so make sure you hop on that. First scent I'm going to start off with is Le Male Le Parfum. So, it really is a toss-up between this and Ultra Male. At the end of the day, I just kind of have to choose one, and for the sake of this video, I'll go Le Male Le Parfum. However, Ultra Male has always been kind of an OG for me. This one is newer, but I like it because of that refresh on the DNA. You get some cardamom in here, nice warm spice. A little bit of iris, actually, kind of a little bit of a dusty creaminess. With that, some vanilla, some lavender, and that sort of thing. So it kind of has some similar tropes to the Ultra Male DNA with that sweetness. You get the lavender vanilla combination, which is reminiscent of the original, and then their own little twist with the iris cardamom mixture. It's a well done flanker, and I think if you are looking to pick up any Le Male fragrance, say you don't have any of them at all, or say you already have a couple and you're looking for your next one, without a doubt, I think it should be Le Male Le Parfum. This is really well done. Next up, we have MIYAKE NUIT Parfum. So there are a lot of great gems in the lineup, some even hidden gems. And I kind of think this is one. I mean, I've talked about it a few times here on the channel. At this point now, it's starting to get known a little bit more, and with that, when it comes in stock on discounters, it sells pretty quick, and that's because, for whatever reason, it's a little bit sporadic. So again, when this does show up, I post about it, I send out emails for you, so it really won't be that hard to get if you're on the list. However, this is really all about the leather and vanilla. A lot of focus on the leather here, and that's why I like it. With that, it's not too challenging or too situational specific like some leather fragrances are, like for example Tuscan leather. I can't pull that off anytime and all the time. I mean, I could, anyone could in theory, but it's not something that I'm always in the mood to wear. That one's a little bit more of a scent where it takes some planning. This is the type of thing where as long as it's a little bit cold outside, I could pick it up, spray it on, and I'll be set for any situation. I'm not really going to offend anyone, and I'm always going to smell great. Definitely worth being on the lookout for, and definitely worth picking up when you can find it. And worst case, if you don't like it that much, you have a pretty high likelihood of being able to resell it and at least get your money back, because I don't know if it's officially discontinued or what, but it's pretty hard to get and it is in high demand. Up next, we have a newer release. We have Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé. So this is no longer the newest. We have a Gentleman Society now this year, but this was last year's Gentleman Flanker. And I haven't smelled Gentleman Society yet, so I can't speak on that. But out of everything else that's in the line, this to me, hands down, all things considered, is the best. It has whiskey, it has iris, it has chestnut, a little bit of that chocolatey feel in here as well. So the whiskey chestnut is new to this scent, but the iris and everything else has kind of stayed the same. Some sandalwood in here also. So essentially it's a boozy iris with a little bit of a gourmand feel also. It's the way to go. I love Gentleman Eau de Parfum. I think it's all around a real nice wearable iris, even more so than Valentino Uomo Intense and Dior Homme Intense. This one though just takes it to the next level. It's more interesting, more unique, has a little bit more going on. and it smells absolutely gorgeous, especially the scent trail that it leaves and smelling it up in the air. This is one of my favorites right now. I love it, and really it's not all that expensive. Even at retail, I think this one is definitely worth it. We'll go with a Dolce & Gabbana scent next. This one is Light Blue Forever. So I never thought that a light blue flanker would be in my list of, designer fragrances that I can't live without. I love light blue O Intense, don't get me wrong. I think the original is great as well. But those could be replaced easily for me. I mean, I could go even with the original Aqua de Jo and get a similar vibe, and that's probably what I would go with if this didn't exist. I probably wouldn't put light blue O Intense in a video like this. However, Light Blue Forever, and for that matter, Italian Love, they can be interchanged. Those are ones that I just gotta have, and I am chomping at the bit for it to really start to warm up here to the point where I can start pulling these off and really enjoy them. I could wear them in this kind of gloomy, middle range temperature season that we're having right now, like in the 50s, but it's cloudy out and it just doesn't do it justice. What you really need is the sun, and you need some heat. And when you get those two things in combination with this on your skin, it takes it to a whole nother level. It opens up, it smells fantastic. And so kind of when spring is getting going and you're getting those warm temperatures, that would be the perfect time to break this out. It's got grapefruit, that's what it's all about. Violet leaf, ozonic notes as well. So it's watery, it's airy, light, kind of crisp, refreshing, and it's all about that grapefruit off the top. Very photorealistic, and because of that, it's not for everybody. But if you are a true hardcore citrus lover, and more specifically grapefruit in scents like this, you got to have this one around. Same with Italian Love. That one has more bergamot focus, but both of which can be had on discounters for a bit of a discount off of retail, so no excuse not to have them if you want it. Next up, we have AZZARO Wanted by Night. I got to have this stuff. Also, Wanted Parfum and the Most Wanted. Both of those are great. Between those two, I would take the Most Wanted Parfum. However, the original Wanted by Night here is still one that I just have to have around. I like this because it's more of a playful winter scent. You start getting into other things for wintertime that feature similar notes like tobacco and cinnamon, and you start getting into things that could be a little bit more serious and mature. Spice Bomb Extreme, nothing really playful about that, although it is one of my favorites. This is just an easygoing, carefree, playful, strong performing wintertime scent. Very youthful, because it is that Wanted DNA, has a little bit of a fruitiness in here along with the tobacco and cinnamon and that sort of thing. But it's just really well done, and it works for a variety of situations, for a variety of different people, of no matter what your taste is, how old you are. I think as long as you like how this smells, you could wear it for literally anything in the cooler months of the year. Let's keep it moving with L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum by Guerlain. Man, it's one of my favorites. I love it. Same with the Extreme. I really like Cool, really like Cologne. Those are very hard to get. Not to say that this isn't hard to get either, because it's kind of one of those things where it'll pop up on occasion and sell pretty quickly. Each time this does pop up, though, like I said, I post about it and I send an email out. So as long as you're patient and you're on the mailing list, you're almost guaranteed to get one, so long as you get to the email in time, because they do go quick. But if you're just on top of it and you want one bad enough, the mailing list is going to do all the work for you guys. So make sure you're on there if you're looking out for these, because they do come up relatively often. Again, though, they just sell out quick. Same with the Extreme version. This has almond, it's got cherry, there's some vanilla, tonka bean, and that sort of thing. It's all about the almond, though. This whole lineup is focused around that accord or note, which isn't used a lot, at least in comparison to a lot of other popular notes, so kind of immediately gives you a unique smell. And mixing with that cherry, there's just nothing else out there like this. It's refined, it's elegant, it's mature, it smells expensive. It's not overly expensive either. And I do understand designer niche, that's the age-old debate. For the sake of this video and talking about generally affordable fragrances, I'm just throwing this in, although technically it would be a niche product, but that just putting that in the title just scares people away. So if you have a designer budget, you can still afford to buy this, and I think that's fantastic. Next up, I gotta have it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. Just the original Eau de Toilette. I have all of the flankers. Blue Electrique is amazing. I'm not going to feature it because you can't get it. Ultimately, though, La Nuit de l'Homme, believe it or not, even this original Eau de Toilette, is still one that I wear often to this day. in the evening time when I'm at home. You know, it's kind of one of my go-to just winding down evening / bedtime scents. You know, you take a shower kind of in the evening and then you're just hanging out for a couple hours before you go to bed. After I get out of the shower, this is one of the only things that I gravitate towards. Actually, it's usually either this or Dolce & Gabbana, the one Eau de Parfum. Those are my two go-tos for that time of night. Every now and then I'll pick something different. Maybe a Killian boozy scent or something, you know, but this is kind of my go-to for that. It's very comforting, it's relaxing. It's all about the cardamom here with lavender. It's a little bit of pepper as well. Super sexy DNA that does catch hate anymore just because it's been so hyped up. But when you step back and look at the designer market, this is still one of the most unique creations that we've gotten. At this point, it's hard to recognize that because everybody has and talks about it, but think about it. When this came out, there was nothing else like it. And how many La Nuit de l'Homme smelling fragrances are there that are really close to it? Not a ton. Maybe you have a Trussardi Riflesso, which you can stretch and say it's kind of like La Nuit de l'Homme. A Cerruti 1881 Signature is like a leathery La Nuit de l'Homme, but they're still not that close. There's just something truly special about this. All right, next up, going back to a more summertime scent here, we have Acqua di Gio Profondo. So you guys know Profumo for sure would be in a video like this, but let's change it up a little bit. The point is I have to have an Acqua di Gio in this video. I love the fragrance line. The Eau de Toilette's fantastic. The new Eau de Parfum is fantastic as well. Profondo, Profumo, even Absolute, they're all really good. And so I would have to have one for summertime. I don't think will ever be a year that goes by or a summer that goes by where I don't wear some sort of Acqua di Gio with some sort of regularity. Every time summer comes, spring, summer, or late summer as well, just that big kind of spectrum where it's warm outside, I'm wearing some sort of Acqua di Gio a ton. It's been that way since I first started collecting, and I don't think that'll ever change. And I think that's saying something. This one has mineral notes with some orange and, of course, the aquatic notes. It's a different take, but a really well-done scent. Super versatile. You can't mess this up, and everyone loves it. Running down to the end with PACO Rabanne Pure XS. So this one has liqueur, sugar, cinnamon, maybe not cinnamon actually, vanilla. It's boozy, it's sweet, kind of fizzy. It's got a cola type of smell as well, and more so texture too. There's just something real pleasant about this one. I think it's fantastic, especially for around $46 to $50 on discounters for a 100 ml bottle like this. Again, we're just talking the original Eau de Toilette. Pure XS Night is also one of my favorites, but word on the street is that's discontinued. It's hard to get. I'm just not going to throw that in. But not for nothing, this is still fantastic as well, and more mass pleasing and overall easier to pull off. I think this is great, and I gotta have it around. There's something real playful and fun about it. So last up, we technically have a scent from a clone brand. So it's designer priced, but it's not like a designer brand. That being said, you'll understand why it's here in a minute when I show you. It's RASASI HAWAS. So this is the Invictus Aqua DNA, you know. So PACO Rabanne pretty much modernized this scent DNA. So I can guarantee you 99% of people on the street have no idea what the brand RASASI is, but pretty much everyone will know PACO Rabanne. And if you had them smell Invictus or even Invictus Aqua, most people would probably say that they have smelled that before and that it smells familiar. But they wouldn't say the same thing about a RASASI. So the point is, Invictus Aqua, both of which are now discontinued, is one of my favorite DNAs, but this is what pioneered it, and this is the last one standing. And after spending so much money on 2016 backup bottles, I've spent too much money on those. It's stupid. I just find myself realizing how good this one is. And do I regret buying that many backups of 2016? A little bit. I mean, it's cool to have, but I wear this more. This is anywhere from $40 to $50 on discounters, 100 ml. It's super strong, 12+ hour performer, which is great from a summer scent. It's got watery notes, ambroxan, plum, bergamot, apple, all of that stuff. Very fruity, very fresh, uplifting. Has that blue fragrance kind of ambroxan smell in here. And again, it's Invictus Aqua, but this one's more plummy and fruity. So that's kind of the difference between this and then what PACO Rabanne did with their versions. And it smells fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones to wear heavily in the summertime. I gotta have this around, and I do have backup bottles of this one as well. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 designer fragrances I absolutely cannot live without. Let me know your list down below. I will link these down below. And remember, get on my mailing list. If there's anything that is rare that you're trying to get, chances are I'm trying to find it as well. And so if you get on that list, whenever it comes in stock, you'll get notified via email. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.